You can move goods on the cheap from south to north and from north to south. That will boost our GDP. Only way forward for us, cargo train, not passenger train now. It doesn't have to be beautiful, something that we can build here and bring in a diesel engine that can carry more than 200 containers at a time. Imagine the confidence that Nigerians will gain when we put our hands on these things and make them ourselves instead of importing them. It costs much more to import. If you can have one man as an attorney general steal so many billions, that means the money is here in Nigeria. Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Caesar Osahene Eyayi. I am your advocate for the industrial development of Africa, a process that I believe should begin here in Nigeria. Today, I want to make emphasis on cargo trade. Today, commodities and goods are expensive in Nigeria for many reasons, but primarily because of transportation. I know that cost of electricity is part of it, but let's focus on one problem, one at a time. So let's take on cargo trade. It costs us 45,000 naira if we have cargo trade to deliver goods per ton per kilometer, 45,000 naira per ton per kilometer. Now we are using trailers and it costs us around 180,000 to 200,000 per ton per kilometer. That is very, very expensive. And how can we develop a cargo rail system? The first option that came to my mind was Delta Steel Complex, Alaja. But I paid a visit to the place. I looked at the infrastructure there. The technology is already 1970 technology. It's already obsolete. The plant is already completely vandalized. And so that is a no-go area. So what else can we do? We can, as a country, with the federal government taking the lead, with the state government participating, not to be owned by federal government or by state government, but to be championed, to be harnessed, to be propelled, to be pushed forward by state government and federal government. This is important because in order for us to be able to do these things, we need gas, we need funding, and government can help to channel funding into this sector. This is the way China does it, and this is the way other countries that are now industrial giants, this is how they started it. My own understanding of railway system is that number one, you need tracks. You need the train itself, both the ones that will carry the containers or the ones that will carry the other goods, whether they are bogies or whatever you want to define them to be. I know as a matter of fact, and I've fact-checked it, I've done my studies, it is possible for us to make the rails here in Nigeria. It is possible for us to make the body of the train, the chassis of the train, and the doors, the panels to be made here in Nigeria. Why should we want to do that? The reason is simple. If we do that, it will cost us far, far less. Maybe 1/3 of the price it will cost us if we were to import full manufactured train with engine, chassis, and the body. In the meantime, if we can do all these other things, what we need to import will be the engines, will be the transmission, and the braking system. All other things, the track, the wheel, the axle, everything can be made here in Nigeria. No, the axle cannot be made in Nigeria. We have to import the axles, but the rail itself, the wheel, the chassis of the train can be made in Nigeria. The body of the train can be made in Nigeria. And what we need is a plant. This plant will not cost us more than 85 to 90 billion naira. and we'll have a plant that can make the track. And all we need to do to make the track is to import carbon steel ingots. With the carbon steel ingots imported and with the plant in place, what we need next are the meteorologists, the engineers that are already making them, maybe in China or other countries. We bring them here to work for us as our employees, not to be the owner of the companies, because we need transfer of technology. To be able to do that, we must own the plant that we use to produce the track and the plant that we use to produce the body and the chassis of the train, made in Nigeria by Nigerians. And this is possible only with government intervention, because private sector alone will not be able to do it, because there will be so many obstacles, so many problems associated with ownership of land and how to go about putting all these structures together. The level of frustrations that will come in from government bureaucrats will be so much that people will be discouraged from doing it. But that is the only way forward for us. There is no other way. The only way forward for us, if we want to be able to make train, cargo train, not passenger train now, cargo train. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be symmetric. It doesn't have to be futuristic. It just have to be practical. Something that we can build here and bring in a diesel engine that can carry more than 200 containers at a time, more than 300 containers at a time. We need to build from the shore of Nigeria to the hinterland, to the furthermost part of Nigeria, from the coast to the hinterland of Nigeria, anywhere in Nigeria. Trains should be able to crisscross every town and every city in Nigeria. And once we are able to achieve that, we are now on a path of industrial development. It is part of technology transfer for us to make these things ourselves. It is better for us to do that than to import the rails. It is better for us to do that than to import the chassis. It is better for us to do that than to import the body of the rail. All that we need to import are just the engines, the transmission, and the axles, the electronics. All other things can be made in Nigeria. Imagine the level of technological transfer. Imagine the confidence that Nigerians will gain when we put our hands on these things and make them ourselves instead of importing them. It costs much more to import, and when we are able to get all these systems in place, what we shall have is a system in Nigeria where you can move goods on the cheap from south to north and from north to south. That will boost our GDP. It will boost our level of confidence, rather than just asking the Chinese to come and set up a cargo rail system for us. What are we going to be doing with ourselves? With 250 million people, we need to move the world. We need to move West Africa. We need to move Africa. We can do it. All we need is to put our minds to it. If you can have one man as an at Nigeria steal so many billions, that means the money is here in Nigeria. It's for us to be able to harness it. If you put a system together and ask Nigerians to contribute, you will see that we can raise 85 billion naira. And with that, we have state-of-the-art direct induction furnace that can melt imported iron ingot, carbon iron ingot, that we can use that factory to transform into a railway line track that can be made here in Nigeria by Nigerians. And once you can do that, the next step is to make the sleepers in concrete and we'll start laying the track from the coast to the hinterland, crisscrossing every city and town in Nigeria. And that will be done by us. That is how other countries have been able to do it. Many countries that produce train, they don't produce the engines. Many countries that produce train, they don't produce the axles. Many countries that produce train, they don't produce the transmission. Many countries that make aeroplanes, they don't make the engines. Many countries that make electric cars, they don't make the batteries. But they have input that will keep their people busy. In the process, technology is transferred. All these things are possible, but we're not thinking about them. I'm challenging government to start thinking about them, to start thinking about how we can have cargo rail to transport goods all over Nigeria, from north to south and from north and south to north. I continue to insist on all these things because I know this is the way forward. We have brought in a new system of tax now. It's only going to put pressure on the people. But when these things are done, it will further boost the economy. From just 250 billion naira economy, in 5 years' time, you can have almost 1 trillion if we take some of these steps. And it will involve Nigerians putting their hands on industrial manufacturing. I remain your advocate for the industrial development of Africa, to begin with Nigeria. And it was Cesar Osaheni Yayi. Until next time, bye-bye. You can move goods on the cheap from south to north and from north to south. That will boost our GDP. Only way forward for us, cargo train, not passenger train now. It doesn't have to be beautiful, something that we can build here and bring in a diesel engine that can carry more than 200 containers at a time. Imagine the confidence that Nigerians will gain when we put our hands on these things and make them ourselves instead of importing them. It costs much more to import. If you can have one man as an attorney general steal so many billions, that means the money is here in Nigeria.